Do you ever get the sense that products just aren't made as good as they used to be? Like most products today are designed to fail? From a combination of planned obsolescence, cheap materials, and throwaway culture, we're constantly having to replace things that should have lasted a lifetime. But folks, never fear, there are still some companies out there doing things the right way, making products that not only work, but continue to work year after year. These are buy it for life products, stuff that is so durable, well made, and repairable that this stuff will last for a lifetime. And if something does fail with these products, these companies will stand behind them and replace them. Ranging from nearly indestructible cases to socks with a lifetime warranty, today I have for you 5 truly buy-it-for-life companies that stand behind the products they make. But first, if you don't know me, I'm Spencer, and I like to talk about simple living, frugality, and digital minimalism. Let's get started. So starting off this list from companies that make truly buy-it-for-life products, we have Nalgene. Now, Nalgene is a made-in-the-USA company that makes almost indestructible plastic bottles, mainly nowadays used for outdoor applications. These are extremely popular amongst hikers and anybody who does stuff outside, and if you go to any sports or outdoor store, you're gonna see Nalgene bottles. Like I said, Nalgene is an American company, but they actually got their start making stuff for laboratories. And I'm literally talking about a Nalgene beaker or petri dish. But because of their focus on making products that were more durable than glass as well as lighter, they became very popular as water bottles in the outdoor world. Now, the most classic design is this 1 liter wide mouth bottle. You've probably seen one of these before. These are made out of very heavy duty plastic and they can pretty much take anything you throw at it. Nalgenes are made really well. They can hold up to 1 liter of water, which can come in handy in a variety of applications outside of drinking. Funny aside, I was out for a hike in 2020 and I actually came upon a forest fire starting. Now, apparently this was a self-ignited fire. There was a bunch of dried pine needles laying on a rock that was being hit by the sun. This literally caught fire and was starting to burn up a tree when I came upon it on my walk. All I had with me at that time was my phone and my Nalgene. So I called the fire department and I grabbed the Nalgene that I had and I started pouring my water on it. Thankfully, there was a lake nearby and I started scooping up water from the Nalgene and dumping it on the fire, trying to put it out as fast as I could. Unfortunately, forest fires, as you know, can get pretty out of hand and it continued to grow, and I did my very best with this little Nalgene trying to put it out before the fire department came and actually finished the job with a plane. Now, Nalgene bottles are built very well, as I've said. They can withstand a lot, but if something inevitably does happen to them, Nalgene stands behind it with a lifetime warranty. Any sort of damages that happen from day-to-day use, Nalgene will stand behind it and replace the bottle for you. Now, this is my girlfriend's bottle, and she's had it for a very long time. It had a different lid on it before, but this part of the lid snapped, the part that actually held the lid onto the bottle. When this broke, initially we thought that we were going to replace it with a part that was for sale on Amazon. You could just buy the replacement lid. But because I had heard of Nalgene's warranty, I said, why don't you just send an email to the customer service and see what they can do? So she sent the email along with a photo of the damage to the bottle, and within 1 week, a replacement lid was sent to our door. And as a bonus, she got to pick the color. It was a white lid before and she chose red the second time around. I think it is great that Nalgene stands behind the products like this. There is no need for any sort of receipt, and in fact, let me just do a little rant on lifetime warranties that need a receipt. Let's call them so-called lifetime warranties because I don't think that should be a lifetime warranty at all. If all of your products from a company are guaranteed by a lifetime warranty, then you shouldn't need a receipt to prove that you purchased that specific item because every product that falls under any of their lines should be covered by this warranty. In my opinion, any warranty that asks for a receipt, a proof of purchase in order to validate the warranty, is just trying to put a barrier in the way to stop you from claiming the warranty and them having to honor it. Thankfully, Nalgene is nothing like that, and none of the companies that I am about to mention today are. So the second company I want to talk about today that makes very high quality, buy-it-for-life goods and stands behind them is Vitamix. Now, if you haven't heard of Vitamix, they make very high quality and expensive blenders. If you've been to like a gym or a smoothie bar, anywhere where they're making a smoothie or a protein shake, you may very well have come across a Vitamix. Vitamix blenders are very powerful. Their motors can withstand almost anything. I've been able to blend tons of frozen fruit, especially frozen bananas, into something that is pretty similar to ice cream, and that's one of my favorite things to do. And these blenders are quite pricey, but with that price comes a warranty, and they stand behind these products for a long time. Now, this isn't a lifetime warranty, but given it's an electronic item, I don't think this is too bad. Vitamix covered these items almost no questions asked for 10 years after purchase. Now, they recommend that you register the product after purchasing, but even if you haven't, that doesn't mean that you can't claim the warranty. Now, last year, my girlfriend and I, we had our Vitamix actually have an issue. We were blending up a frozen strawberry that went rogue and cracked the side of the blender pitcher, like the actual part of the blender where you're doing all the blending. We didn't really know much about the warranty at the time, so we thought we were going to have to buy a replacement blender pitcher, which was going to be almost $200. But once again, we contacted Vitamix customer service just to see if there was anything they could do as far as warranty was concerned, and I was frankly blown away. They told us that not only were they going to send us a replacement pitcher, lid, and plunger assembly, basically all of the top portion of the Vitamix, but they had us disassemble the motor unit as well to make sure that no further parts were getting worn out in there and needed replacing. In my mind, this was above and beyond as far as customer service and warranty is concerned, and I have nothing but good things to say about Vitamix, and I think that their price is completely justified given the support that you receive from them. With that, I want to talk about the third brand that is making truly buy it for life products and standing behind them, and that is Pelican. If you haven't heard of Pelican before, they're a company based in the USA which makes heavy-duty plastic cases, and they're used in various different fields. Military uses them, law enforcement uses them, I think fire departments uses them, as well as the film industry. They are one of the most common cases that you're going to see for carrying around expensive film equipment. Now, Pelican cases are extremely high quality. They are made of very durable plastic. They can withstand a variety of temperatures. They can be submerged to a certain depth without leaking and getting any water on your gear. They're basically bomb-proof. If you've worked around Pelican cases, you've probably seen people hucking these cases and treating them without much care for whatever is inside, which is often very expensive stuff, but that stuff usually ends up being just fine, but the cases do get nicked up quite a bit. Now, what does end up happening occasionally because of this type of treatment is that occasionally these cases will get damaged or broken. But the folks at Pelican stand behind these cases to a staggering degree, with a lifetime warranty that almost isn't seen anymore, that stands behind any sort of breakages or defects in workmanship. Perhaps you've heard of Pelican cases, but you've never had a chance to claim one of the warranties and actually know if it lives up to the hype. Well, I recently tested this out for myself and I can report back my findings. A couple weeks ago, I came upon a Pelican case that was for sale that was damaged. It had both of the latches snapped off of it, apparently by airport security. Now, these Pelican cases are pretty expensive. Without any foam or anything inside, one of these cases could come out to around $400 Canadian to buy new. This guy had it listed for $100, which I thought was kind of steep given the condition, but because I knew about the Pelican warranty, I made him an offer for $80. He accepted the offer pretty fast, and within like half an hour, I had it in my possession. As soon as I got back, I took photos of the broken latches and I submitted it to Pelican Canada as a warranty claim. To my surprise, within 15 minutes of sending that claim, I had a response from the Pelican customer service team. They asked me to send in some more photos to show the damage. Once I had done so, they confirmed my address and told me that they were shipping out all of the parts that I needed to replace those latches. And similarly to my experience that I had with Vitamix, I also explained to the customer service agent that I was having an issue with the wheels on the back of the case as well. This case is quite large and has wheels for rolling the luggage through the airport or something like that. And I was finding that they were a bit gummed up. They had obviously been used pretty hard and the whole bottom of the case was pretty scratched up in that area. So I asked if anything could be done in that area too. And to my amazement, he said, no problem at all. I'll send those parts along as well. And within 1 week, I had all of the pieces that I needed to repair that Pelican case myself and bring it back up to an almost new condition. If you want to hear a little bit more about this specific story, my experience with Pelican, and then see me actually doing most of the repair on this case, I shared that more extended video on my Patreon. If you want to support the channel, that's the best way to do it. I have a link in the description for that. But once again, I just want to reiterate how great Pelican's warranty process is. They truly stand behind their products like almost no other company does. These cases are expensive, yes, but I would never hesitate to buy one knowing that Pelican will stand behind it. And I also wouldn't be hesitating to buy one that's used that might even be broken because I know that they will stand by that and fix or replace the case if necessary. Funny enough, today, the very day that I'm shooting this video on Buy It for Life companies and speaking about Pelican, I had to make a second warranty claim on one of my Pelican cases. There was almost a punch through the side of the case, like compromising the structure of the case, as well as another piece of plastic had fully snapped off the case itself. I spoke to the same customer service agent as before, and he told me unfortunately they weren't going to be able to repair this case because of its condition. What I had to do was drill holes in the top, effectively destroying it, and as long as I paid for shipping, they would send me another case effectively free of charge. And folks, I am blown away by that result because this case was really old and it had gotten beat up over the years of using it and it had failed. But Pelican was more than happy to stand behind it as long as I covered the shipping, and they sent me a brand new case, which hopefully will be arriving before the release of this video. And if it does, I will include some footage in this video. So moving on, folks, I want to talk about the fourth brand that is making truly Buy It for Life products and standing behind them, and that is Darn Tough. Now, Darn Tough is a company based out of Vermont, and they make socks, specifically merino wool socks. Now, merino wool is extremely popular in the outdoors world. A lot of hikers wear merino wool base layers, shirts, pants, socks. The reason for that is because they're able to do a good amount of physical activity, only bring 1 or 2 pairs of these clothes with them and sweat in them regularly, and they're not going to stink because of the antimicrobial attributes of the merino. Now, I bought these Darn Tough socks last year. I bought a few pairs of them and I planned on making a video about them then, but I wanted to wear them for a while and actually give my opinion on them once I'd had some experience having them on my feet. And after almost a year of wearing them weekly, I can say that these things are very robust. Now, typically merino wool is not the strongest fabric. They're known to get holes in them pretty easily. In fact, that's one of the main downsides of merino base layers, and the reason why sometimes you'll see merino blends where they throw a little bit of synthetic in there as well, so it gets a little bit more stretch and lasts a little longer. But that is not the case with Darn Tough. Not only do my feet not stink, but these socks are made very well and have held up great for me in the year that I've had them. Now, these socks are quite expensive. They're sold as a pair and they're around 30 Canadian dollars per pair. Like I've mentioned of the other companies in this video so far, Darn Tough stands behind their products with a great warranty. And in their case, that's a lifetime warranty against any sort of defects or wear. Now, I have not tried to claim the warranty on my socks yet because at this point, after a year of wearing them, they're just going strong. There's no sign of any holes forming, but at some point, if I do have any holes, I'm definitely going to test out the warranty and see if they stand behind it. However, all of the research that I've done on Reddit has given me a pretty good amount of confidence that Darn Tough does stand behind their products, as there's tons of testimonies of people claiming the warranty and having a brand new set of socks shipped to them. And I guess it just must be the cost of the socks that allows them to offer such a warranty, because it's kind of crazy to think that for a pair of socks, something on your foot that is just encountering so much abrasion is going to have some sort of lifetime warranty where they're going to replace it for you. Effectively, you could buy a week's worth of these socks and then never have to pay for socks for the rest of your life as long as the company still exists. And once again, folks, there is no receipt needed to claim the warranty. This is an unconditional lifetime guarantee. If you're not happy with the socks, or if you have any sort of situation where a hole appears, they will stand by it and send you a new pair. And folks, now moving on to the fifth and final company who makes truly Buy It for Life products and stands behind them, we have, here, let me actually do the sound and you tell me if you know. You know? Zippo. Now first, a quick tangent. Do you remember when the iPhones first came out and they also had the iPod Touches at the time as well? There was a lighter app where you could have a Zippo effectively and do this with it. That's how iconic these lighters are. Once again, Zippo is an American company and all of their products are made in North America. Some of them are made in the States, but also for a long time, some of them were made in Niagara Falls, Canada. Now Zippo has been making lighters like this for a very, very long time. I've had a few different Zippos over my life. I picked this one up in my trip through Route 66 down to Arizona. I was in New Mexico at a flea market and I found it there. I think I actually picked it up in Roswell. This specific Zippo, if I recall, I remember dating it. It's from the mid-1950s. And this thing works without trouble. Zippos are built to last, they are very good quality, and they really haven't changed much of their manufacturing over the years. These lighters are built the same way that they were from the 1950s all the way to now. But with anything, occasionally something needs a little bit of repair. If you're going to use something regularly, you will run into a situation where something needs to be fixed. And folks, Zippo has your back with a lifetime warranty that they will repair that item for you free of charge. If anything is the matter with your Zippo lighter, all you have to do is send it back to them. They're gonna fix it up and send it back to you good as new. Now, this is one of my favorite types of warranties, and I put it last because I wanted to riff on it for a little bit. I wish more companies still did a warranty like this. Not only is Zippo standing by their product and offering to make sure that it lasts a lifetime for you, but they're not just going to say, throw it in the garbage, we'll send you a new one and contribute to the waste in the world, but they say, send it back to us and we're gonna fix it and restore it and send it back to you in brand new condition. While all warranties are great, I'm never gonna go after a good warranty. The ones that make you, throw out the product or dispose of it and then send you a brand new one, that's pretty nice to a degree, but realistically, it's kind of wasteful as well. The fact that Zippo sees your 50-year-old lighter and doesn't say, throw it out, we'll give you a new one, kid. They say, no, we want to see this thing last another 50 years. Send it back to us and we'll get this thing working good as new. I think that's a great way to go, and I wish more companies followed Zippo's example here in repairing rather than simply replacing when it's worn out. The one thing that I have read in my research about this warranty on Reddit, because no, I haven't claimed the Zippo warranty, I haven't had to, is that if you have a super old lighter, like one like mine actually, that's from like the 1950s, certain components like here are actually quite rare. Even though I could take a modern Zippo inside and stick it in here and it would function just the same, these old components are actually rare and they are kind of a collector's item. This part right here is a collector's item. So if you send your lighter back for servicing and they can't really do anything to fix this part, they may send you back brand new parts inside of your old lighter housing, which then does take away some of the rarity and some of the antiqueness of the older device. Now, that may not matter to you if you just want your lighter to work. You want it to still be your same old lighter, but you want it to be working. That might not matter to you at all. But if you're looking at this from a collector's standpoint and you want all of the components of your lighter to still be original, that's just something to keep in mind. Still, folks, I think it's really cool that a company like Zippo is out there doing their thing. You can inherit a lighter from your grandparent or something like that, and if it's not working, you can send it back to Zippo and they'll get it working for you so you can still use it today. That takes something from a family heirloom, something that just becomes a shelf piece, to something that is a functional piece of history, which I think is the coolest type of antique. And that is just about it for today, folks. My 5 favorite Buy It for Life companies that completely stand by the products they make, which is a hard to come by thing here in 2025. Let me know what you thought of this video, and if you have any companies that I may have missed today that you can recommend who make truly Buy It for Life goods and stand behind them. If you want to support the work that I do on this channel, as well as get access to bonus videos that I'm not releasing on here, check out my Patreon. I very much appreciate the support. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.